Right. I'm finally getting round to installing this Stow-A-Step thing. I think I saw it on Luke Sparky's page on Instagram, and then I saw them at Electro Commentary last year, and I've been carrying around this bracket in the front of my dash for about a year. I keep putting it off. It just went to the bottom of the list, of things, of priority of things to do. I'm finally getting around to it, and I think I've been putting off a little bit because I went to go install it when I first had it, and it was it's not your typical install because I've got a crew cab. I haven't got two support beams across the back of my van because the crew cab bit goes past one of the other support beams. So with the Stow-A-Step, you have to mount your shallow uni-strut across two supporting beams. That's the only way it will work, correctly. But because of missing my beam, because it's on the other side of that backing board there, I couldn't see a way. And after a couple of days, and your mind drifts and it wanders, and you think, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I came up with a plan. So I don't know if you've got a crew cab and you've fitted one of these Stow-A-Steps. Let me know what you did, because this is my solution. At the back of my van, there's 4 or 5, looks like 6 or 8 mil bolts. What I'm going to do is I've cut a piece of deep uni-strut, a couple of end caps, put an L bracket on, and I'm going to fix this bracket, which I think you buy separately. By the way, this isn't gifted or a paid partnership. This is me thinking, oh, looks like a decent handy thing to have in my van, because my steps are normally kept bungee cord strapped at the back there, and I've got to fight across all my rubbish to get to the steps every time I need just my steps. So what a great idea. Have it up on the roof, slide it in and out, save a bit of space in the van. Anyway, uni-strut across the back there, fix this mounting bracket onto that L plate there, and then the other bit of the uni-strut, so that will get fixed onto that, and then the other end I can fix it to one of the mounting bars at the back of my van, and there's my 2 supports. So it was a slight bit of technical adjustments are required to fit it in the back of my van, probably the main reason why I put it off. But most people with longer vans or without the crew cab would have the 2 struts and they can just fit it up, and it's probably dead easy. But mine just took a little bit of thinking. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Hopefully it works. And yeah, I think I've got everything. And fingers crossed it goes in a dream and it makes my life a little bit easier. I think it was 120 quid in total. So I bought the fixing bracket, or what is it, like universal bracket something extra as well. So let's do it. Right, so let's put it back here. So that's all installed now. I've just got to put the safety strap on. And that probably took me, what's the time now? About an hour and a half. I had a bit of messing around because I put it in the wrong way round the first time. So I had to take it all back down again, flip it around and put it back up. I don't know why, I just had a blonde moment, but that's it now. I haven't quite put it center on purpose so that I can get to my tray tubs or my trays. I want to be able to get them out without having to get the steps out. Obviously it meant that then the ladder is now more towards the left hand side where my power tool boxes are. But if I'm using my power tools, 9 times out of 10 I'm using my steps. To be honest, they're the first things that come out of the van along with my my Vito. So yeah, I must say, as a bit of constructive criticism, I mean maybe I'm stupid, but the instructions aren't that great. If I'm honest, they're not fantastic. They probably need a little bit more, probably a few more pictures for stupid people like me to figure out, because I found them not quite, I don't know, I found them quite difficult to follow. But they're in, it works. I think that's I do think it's a great idea. We'll see how it goes when I go driving. Perhaps they'll be rattling around, I don't know. Perhaps I'll get annoyed with it, but we'll see. I'll use it, obviously I've put it in now, so we'll see what it's like in a few weeks' time. I just really like the idea of that. And having the space that, without having to clamber over the stuff at the back of the van to get to my steps, which have always been bungee corded at the back. I like the idea of getting them out, right, and then slinging them in, just going boom, like that. Obviously I had a bit of messing around, I'll show you, I had a bit of messing around for my van because I had the crew cab. Let's get this off. So you can see, oh, maybe I should take it out and show you. Yeah, hang on. So, we just take it out. I had a bit of messing around because of the crew cab and I didn't have 2 roof bars. So, you can see I ended up actually not using the plate that, this was like a general fixings. So you could fix them to the roof bars if you wanted to. But I ended up using strut in the end because I needed to space the ladder down onto this back end of the van. So I ended up I'll probably put an end cap there. I couldn't help myself by putting one there. So I've got a couple in the garage, I'll put some of them on. So at the back here, you can see I put a length of uni-strut all the way along and bolted into the frame of the van. And then I had to put a spacer, a uni-strut, a bit of deep uni-strut, because it's not quite level. So I needed to space it down because this actually tapers off, like lowers down. So almost like a packer. So I put a Zebedee and uni-strut and M6 nut and bolt. You probably think I've over-engineered it, and perhaps I have. But I couldn't think of another way of doing it because I've only got one beam there, so I had to do something here. And obviously to make it level, I had to put a bit of uni-strut there. So I'll probably put a couple of caps there, but uni-strut, M6 Zebedee, M6 there, and then this is the main channel all the way along. And then here I had to do 2 spacers, space it down with a deep bit of uni-strut and then a shallow bit of uni-strut to get it level all the way along, and then out there. But that is flipping solid now, and I'm pretty pleased with that. It was a bit of extra jiggery pokery, so yeah, about an hour and a half I've taken to put this in, but I already knew it was going to be a bit of a pain, so I had cut up a couple of bits, but I put it up the wrong way around for some reason. I don't know why, what I was thinking. Maybe the sun, it's been absolutely boiling. I should really go for a drink. Feels solid. Like now I've got my uni-strut up across the back and this in. Oh. So that's the reason why I had a bit more of that's why I probably delayed putting it in, because I knew I had to do a little bit more thinking. I wasn't up for that. But if you've got a regular van, I'm sure it goes up. It'll be a lot quicker. You just, if you buy a couple of those, wherever it is, if you bought the accessories pack, you would just self-taper that to the 2 bars, one on each bar. But I couldn't do it on this one, and I needed to lower it down because my crew cab isn't long enough. Because I could have had this unistrut up here, out of the way, but because I haven't got the length in a crew cab, I had to cut it short. I had to pack it down past the roof, so it obviously has taken up another 3 inches down into the van space, which is a shame, but hopefully the positives outweigh the negatives. So if you've got a regular van, it would probably be dead easy, a lot quicker. 2 self-tappers and M6 that into some unistrut. Oh, sorry, that way around. But if you've got a crew cab, this is the way I could think of doing it. Yeah, that is nice, that is neat now doing that. But I had to, yeah, do a bit of extra messing around on this one, but we'll see how we get along. I'll give you an update in a few months' time and see if it's annoyed me or see if it's made my life a little bit easier. But I think it's about 100 something pounds, 120 something pounds. Hopefully it doesn't rattle around. But yeah, if you've got a crew cab, you might have to do something like I've done there, where I've had to do some unistrut and stuff.